It's a Saturday Skyline Conference doubleheader here at Henley as the Hornets host the Phoenix Pirates. Hello, everybody. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. Game 2 of Skyline Conference play for both teams here. Starting with the girls, Henley coming off a 74-36 win at Klamath Union on Thursday. That was their largest win over the Pelicans in 11 years. Also saw them put up their most points since their season opener, an 84-43 win over Orland down at the Wairika Invitational. Phoenix, for their part, coming off a 44-27 home win over Hidden Valley on Thursday. Those 27 points, the second fewest they've allowed all season. So both teams 1-0 in the Skyline Conference standings. You can see there on the ranking side, Henley number 3, Phoenix number 12. No, Henley certainly weren't challenged too much in Skyline Conference play last season outside of Klamath Union, who also went to the state tournament with Henley and finished 4th. Seems to be a bit of a down year for the Pelicans, so really the main question is how much have the other teams closed the gap? Phoenix certainly seems to be significantly improved. 13-11 last season, 8-4 so far this year. Last time these teams met, it was a 64-24 win for Henley in their regular season finale last season here at the Hornets' Nest. They also recorded a 77-29 win in Phoenix a couple weeks prior. That was a Pirates team that only had one senior, carried just 6 players on the varsity roster. When you look at it that way, 13-11, 4-4 in Skyline Conference play, and a trip to the play-in round for the second year in a row. Not too shabby.
No, this is a gritty group. They always have been. And even this year, I mean, they're only traveling here with 9 players. And talk about how young last year's team is. This year, only 2 seniors. They've got just as many freshmen and more sophomores. They've got 4 sophomores carried on their roster as well. So they're going to have to rely on their grit if they want to compete with a Henley team that seems to be absolutely clicking halfway through the season.
All right, looks like we're going to have the national anthem. Starting lineups after that. We'll take a break. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. Just a couple minutes away from tip-off here on mybasin.com.
Good afternoon.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Getting ready to introduce the starters here at Henley. For Phoenix, it's Lily Quintero, Carson Sousa, May Woodward, Alyssa Alvarez, and Zafira Noxon. For Henley, it's the usual five: Kennedy Modine, Preston Shade, Lily Fassell, Michaela Schroeder, and Anna Harper. Quintero and Sousa are sophomores. Woodward and Alvarez are seniors, and Noxon is a freshman. So certainly a bit more experience on this year's Pirates team than there was last year.
Match up pretty well in terms of classes for who's starting for Henley as well. A couple of juniors, a sophomore, a senior, and a freshman. We'll see how their freshman compares with the Hornets' Michaela Schroeder. And, just like we kind of said, just a younger Pirates team. They're going to have to rely on their grit and feel like they've got a chance today. It's going to be an uphill battle for them against a very talented and disciplined Henley team.
It certainly looks like they're going to be at a size disadvantage right off the bat, as most teams are going up against Schroeder and Harper.
Yeah, those are hard to match up with in the paint for sure. And let's not forget about the length on the perimeter as well when you talk about Preston Shade and Lily Fassell. They've got the size to outsize just about anybody in the state in the 4A.
Looks like it's going to be Harper versus Woodward for the tip-off. And here we go. Won by Henley, brought up by Shade. She goes to Modine. Modine over to Fassell. Fassell tip taken away by Sousa. Sousa to Quintero. Elbow jumper for Woodward won't fall. Fassell comes away with the rebound. This is Shade. Shade misses Schroeder, the putback. They get it into Sousa. Guarded by Modine. Sending it to Woodward. Woodward trying to go down low. But Fassell got in the way of Alvarez. Fassell. Shade. Harper. Throws an interception. Sousa taking that one away and cashes in on the other end.
About the only way you can get around this Henley defense is by beating them to the back end. Klamath Union did that to start the game back on Thursday and got themselves a little bit of a run in the first quarter. Once Henley was able to settle down, though, that's when they really started to run away with things. So that's what Phoenix has to rely on here, just trying to get out and outpace the Hornets on the offensive end.
Fassell shooting 2 free throws after drawing a foul, trying to split 2 defenders. Yeah, Klamath Union on Thursday led 12-10 with 1:18 left in the first quarter, but Henley closed the period on an 11-1 run. thanks in part to 3 KU turnovers. Alvarez looking at Noxon, out to Quintero. Sousa to Woodward. Long 2 for Alvarez, rattles off the rim. Fired ahead to Modine, she misses the 3. Harper grabs the board, sends it to Fussell, her baseline drive rattles in.
It's a great roll for Fussell, really nice touch. Looks like we got maybe some confetti or something on the floor over there. It looks like the Henley Middle School kids or maybe the elementary school cheerleaders are out here too in the student section.
Yeah, those are definitely not middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Turnover on the inbound. Tipped out. It'll stay with the Hornets. Modine wide open off the inbound, nails the 3. Sousa, oh man, if that had gone in. Shade whips it outside to Fussell, she misses the 3. Quintero disrupted by Harper, it'll stay with the Pirates. 5:41 to go in the first quarter. Henley asserting themselves early, up 9-2. Sousa. Alvarez with a lane to the hoop, sends it off the front of the rim. Schroeder gets the rebound. Ahead to Fussell. Fussell through contact. Timeout, Phoenix. They trail by 9 with 5:24 to go in the first quarter here on mybasin.com. Marvin Denman, the new head coach at Phoenix, calling timeout after Henley gets out to an 11-2 lead here in the first 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Fussell has 6 of those 11 points for the Hornets. He's playing aggressive early.
Long inbound to Sousa. She misses the layup. Gets it back, has it blocked by Schroeder partially. And Shade comes away with it. Modine. In the corner, open for 3 is Fussell. She sends it long, but Harper cleans it up. Alvarez looking to inbound. Ahead to Quintero. Shade with the rejection.
You can see what Phoenix is trying to do with those long outlet passes, like I was talking about, trying to get behind him. But, man, Fussell will beat you, or pardon me, Shade will beat you in that foot race.
Quintero troubled by Shade, and Shade is called for the foul. Yeah, Preston Shade named to the Skyline Conference all-defensive team last season as a freshman. You can certainly see why with plays like that. May Woodward. Guarded by Harper. In trouble. Gets it to Quintero, or Alvarez, rather. Looking for Quintero, and it's taken away by Senya Campos. Henley on the break. Harper loses it on the way up. It'll stay with Henley. Campos to inbound. Up to Modine. Looking for Schroeder. Fouled. Kayla Schroeder against Klamath Union on Thursday recorded her 8th straight double-double. 23 points, 14 rebounds. Makes the first free throw here. She had 13 points in the first quarter. 10 boards in the first half. Goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Trapped is Quintero, and a foul is called. It's on Schroeder. That's her first. Henley's second. Evens the foul count at 2 apiece. Sousa. Alvarez looking to drive, gets the floater to rattle in. Here's Senya Campos. Hands it to Modine. Fires it cross court to Ladner. She puts it up and in.
Ladner with some great off-ball movement. She was kind of camped out on the wing for a moment and found some room near the block and was able to score. Heads-up play there from Bailey.
She's an excellent role player for this team.
No doubt.
Somebody you can count on to give you quality minutes every time. Modine with a steal. Takes it all the way, but the shot won't drop. She will have 2 free throws. Modine, an honorable mention all Skyline selection last season. Misses the first free throw. Harper checks out for Fussell. As Preston Shade getting ready to check back in. Modine 0 for 2 from the line, but Fussell rebounds the second miss. She'll try to get it back on a 3, but misses. Underneath Schroeder the board. That pops out. Henley foul. I think it's going to be on Bailey Ladner, who kind of flew in there trying to get it. Shade checking in for Modine. Alvarez looking to inbound. Guarded by Fussell. She tips it and takes it away. Campos thought about a 3. Instead, almost was that a no-look pass to Fussell on the baseline. Doesn't result in a bucket. Shot blocked by Campos. A couple nifty plays from her back-to-back. Turned over. Campos trying to chase down Sousa, but she'll be able to lay it in. Campos floats it in for Schroeder. It finds Ladner, and she's fouled.
Pirates are just sitting in a zone defense, and they're just waiting to try to break up the passing lanes. They're not necessarily trying to deny the ball in any one spot, just be in the way of the passes. They've created a couple of takeaways in doing so, but if they can just loft the ball underneath to Ladner or Schroeder, it's going to cause issues, and this time it's Ladner who gets the line.
Ladner didn't score in the game against Klamath Union. She did have 2 steals. She goes 0 for 2 from the line here. Alvarez hands it to Sousa. Sousa, baseline floater, misses. Ladner gets the rebound. Shade. Passes tipped, recovered by Fussell. Up top to Shade. Corner 3 for Campos, misses. Out of bounds, last touched by the Pirates. Henley will have an inbound. Harper checks in for Schroeder. Inbound, Harper fouled. Harper misses. Henley having some difficulty at the free throw line early in this one. Harper does get the second one to roll in. And another timeout by Phoenix as they trail 17-6, 2:10 to go in the first quarter here on mybasin.com.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Solid lead for Henley here in the first quarter of this Saturday Skyline Conference matchup. Certainly not used to seeing Skyline games get played on Saturdays, but that's a product of the expanded league schedule this year. Teams are going to play each other 3 times instead of 2, so everyone will have a total of 12 games rather than 8. Shade misses the floater. Harper gets the rebound, finds the bucket through 2 defenders. You see it right there, Josh. Phoenix just doesn't quite have the size to contend with Harper or Schroeder in the paint.
Well, it's just the game that they play all season long, and last year too. Second and third chance points for the Hornets are their bread and butter. If they don't get the first, they're going to make you pay later on.
Floater finds the hoop for Alvarez. Here's Campos. Shade over to Fasell. Fasell kicks it to Harper, and she is fouled.
I think they called a
tie-up. No, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow points to Phoenix. Alvarez fouled on the drive. .53 seconds left in the first quarter. Schroeder checks in for Campos. Alvarez looking for Sousa. She comes up short. Modine in transition. Modine pass to Harper was deflected out, and they'll say it was last touched by the Hornets. Alvarez throws it into Woodward. She hands it to Sousa. Sousa finds a cutting Alvarez, but it won't fall. Fasell, Shade, pulls a 3, no good. Woodward gets the board. Modine applies pressure, forces a turnover. 10 seconds to go. Harper, back to Shade. Fasell for 3, got it. Phoenix won't have time to get a shot off, and that's how we'll end the first quarter. A 22-10 lead for Henley here on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever. One I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Well, Saturday games can be a bit difficult at times. Can you start at somewhat odd times? You're out of your usual school day rhythm. Henley having no trouble so far as Harper's bucket won't go. Henley gets the rebound but turns it over. Ahead to an open Noxon. Henley catches up with her quickly, and she turns it over. Modine. Shade. Looking for options. Gets it to Fussell. Now Modine. Back across to Shade. Fussell. Floater from the free throw line won't fall. Schroeder grabs the board. Can't get it to go off the glass. Another chance as Harper grabs the rebound. Baseline drive for Shade is turned over. Sousa guarded by Modine. Gets a screen, sends it to Alvarez, and Alvarez gets called for the travel.
Got to limit Alvarez on those drives. She had 6 points through the first quarter and often on kind of backdoor cuts. She scored in transition once, but that's been what Phoenix is trying to do. If they're not going to score in a fast break, they're going to try to feed Alvarez. Good job by Henley there to deny her.
Shade looking for Schroeder. Too much traffic. And it's a turnover out of bounds. Fussell guarding the inbound. They get it into Sousa. Intercepted by Shade. Henley has numbers. Shade bounces it to an open Harper who misses the layup. Another chance won't go. Harper gets it again and does it the hard way.
Make the hardest shot you get in 3 tries.
Open on the long inbound. Quintero misses the layup. Schroeder corrals the board. Modine to Shade. Wide open Fussell. Bang. Excellent ball movement there by the Hornets, and they stretch their lead to 17. 5:45 to go in the first half. Alvarez finds Noxon. Up top, Sousa airballs it. Senya Campos will check in for Preston Shade. Modine. Fussell. Campos with space. Floater from the free throw line. Ahead to Noxon. Noxon can't get the contested layup to fall. They end up with the offensive board, though. Alvarez to Quintero. Sousa trying to get something set up. Guarded by Modine. Botched handoff, and it goes out of bounds.
Henley just plays such aggressive man defense. I mean, away from the ball. The defender, if you're Phoenix, a defender is always touching you. And not just near you. I mean, they are bothering you all the time. It has got to be so frustrating to play against this Henley defense.
Ladner to Modine. Over to Campos. Through contact. Couple of tough buckets here by Senya Campos. Another long inbound. Won't go for Sousa. Back the other way. Nice pass from Ladner to Harper. She can't get it to fall, though. Sousa makes it. And got a timeout called by Henley. They lead 31-12. 4:12 to go in the first half here on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
That layup by Sousa ended a 9-0 Henley run. Hornets up by 19. About midway through the second quarter.
Phoenix is continuing to try to play fast on offense, but when you play fast and you're unable to score, you're basically just hurrying up to give Henley back the basketball, and they really took advantage of that through the first half of the second quarter. Like you said, Matt, a 9-0 run. And Henley just had the basketball, it felt like the whole time.
Ladner with a lane to the hoop. Sousa fires it into Alvarez. Blocked, but a foul is called on Fasel.
That was a good feed by Alvarez. She could have taken it herself, but found the open teammate there that resulted in a foul. Now the freshman, Noxon, taking her first free throws. Not before a timeout.
And another timeout called by Randy Denson. We'll take one too. 33-12 lead for Henley here on mybasin.com. Two free throws coming for the freshman Zafira Noxon. She misses the first.
These are actually the first free throws of the game for Phoenix. And the counterpart, by my count, Henley is, I believe, 6 of 10 so far.
0 for 2. Campos weaving her way through the defense, misses the layup. Ladner keeps the rebound in bounds. Fasel pulls up from mid-range, swish. Into Quintero. Almost taken away by Modine. Now Alvarez. Guarded by Ladner. Hand it to Sousa. Alvarez gets past Schroeder on the baseline, has it blocked out of bounds. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sousa will inbound. Noxon, Quintero, Sousa, 3 seconds left. Is Phoenix aware of the shot clock? I don't think so. Looks like Harper's going to check in for Schroeder. When you're at this much of a size advantage, you have the luxury of being able to rotate your bigs. And that's what Randy Denson's doing for the most part.
And a moment where you're up by 23 as well, you can really try to cut a bit deeper into that rotation.
Harper through traffic, won't go. Ladner gets the rebound. but turns it over trying to pass it. Ahead is Quintero. Alvarez finds a cutting Sousa. Sends back up to Quintero. Alvarez drives, puts it up, misses. Second chance won't go, and Ladner grabs the board. Nice bounce to Harper for the layup.
Harper operating with her back to the basket is so dangerous. She picks up the ball. I mean, she will just rip right through you that time, showing exactly what I mean. She's got 9 points.
A minute and a half to go in the first half. Henley up by 25. Modine going for the steal. And it leads to a bucket for Alvarez. Campos. Baseline drive. Underneath, sends it to Modine up top. Corner three, Fussell. Bang.
Don't leave her alone. That's a third triple this half for Lily Fussell.
Sousa. Now Fussell tips the pass. Phoenix keeps it though. Alvarez to Quintero. Misses the three. Out of bounds. It will be Phoenix ball. Shot clock and game clock are pretty much even. Alvarez throws it into Sousa, but it's taken away by Ladner. Henley can have the final shot of the half. Out to Fussell. Ladner. Modine in the corner. Too long. Woodward brings it up. 12 seconds remaining. This is Sousa. She drives and gets fouled. We're going to have Sousa inbound. It's 7.5 seconds on the clock. Tipped and out of bounds. Another thing we've mentioned before, Henley really excels in the tight spaces.
Yeah, they can wiggle out of most any jam along the arc or otherwise.
I don't know. Oh, they're going to count that.
Wow. All right.
Carson Sousa at the buzzer, but it's still a 23-point lead for Henley as we head to halftime. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. You're watching high school basketball on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Halftime here at Henley, and it has been all Hornets in this Skyline Conference matchup. A 40-17 lead. Josh Eldridge has the scoring.
Lily Fussell has hit just about everything that's left her hands so far. She's leading the team with 14 points. Anna Harper has 9, most of those coming in the paint. Those two ladies are helped out by Senya Campos and Bailey Ladner, each with 4. Michaela Schroeder and Kennedy Modine each have 3. For Phoenix, they've only got 2 players in the book so far. Carson Sousa with 9 and Alyssa Alvarez with 8. Zafira Noxon has taken but missed both of her free throws. That's the only offense so far for Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen even any subs for the Pirates. This is a pretty short bench. I mean, only 9 players total on the varsity roster. Well, last year they had 6.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think you're exactly right. We haven't seen anybody off the bench, whereas the Hornets, they have 8 points off the bench coming from Campos and Ladner. So, and again, we kind of talked about it. Henley going to try to dip into that rotation, especially I think during the second half. But they've been able to leave either Schroeder or Harper on the floor at any given time and spread out those minutes. That's important. Playing on an awkward time on a Saturday afternoon. You just had a game Thursday. They have 2 more games coming up next week as well, 3 I think, and so it's important to have this luxury to play the rotation a little bit conservatively here.
Yeah, we mentioned 12 conference games this year, up from 8, so each team is going to play each other 3 times. That definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. I mean, it's certainly not easy to get a 2-game sweep. It's a lot harder to get a 3-game season sweep.
Yeah, and this Hornets team I think is a great example of you can watch them on film, but you don't know until you play them, really. I mean, to body up against someone like Anna Harper or Michaela Schroeder or really feel how Lily Fussell operates in the passing lanes on defense, you got to play the Hornets at least a couple of times to really figure out how to play against them. And so we talked about this in the boys game on Thursday a little bit. It used to feel like you have to go undefeated or 9-1 to win this conference. If you go 8-2, well, you're not guaranteed to win this thing. You have room to lose a couple of games and still be in the fight at the end. I think that's something that I like about playing a 3-game, just more games on the schedule.
I'm interested to see what kind of upsets happen with this schedule, too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think, especially on the boys' side, something that's so tightly contested, it feels like it's going to take a lot for a team to gut up and take apart this Henley team based on how they've been playing so far and how their offense has been clicking. But like I said, I mean, you play them twice, you get to know them, you feel them out a little bit. You never know what can happen down the line. I think it's going to be a fun new look to the conference this year. And by the end, I think even more than usual, we'll start to see who really deserves, not just the first spot, but the 3rd spot that kind of is the last bastion into the postseason. It's going to be really fun.
About halfway through halftime here at Henley. We'll take another break and come back, give you a little preview of the boys' game coming up after this one. Matt Bowling here alongside Josh Eldridge. This is Henley Basketball on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Henley girls getting ready to start the second half with a 40-17 lead over Phoenix. Should help them out a little bit in the computer rankings, as the Pirates are currently ranked number 12. Highest ranked team in the Skyline Conference, aside from Henley. This also give the Hornets sole possession of first place. Well, there's still a minute and a half left on the halftime clock, but you see there, Henley's ready to go.
Not much to talk about. They really did what they wanted to in that first half. Phoenix was able to run on them a little bit, get behind them, but I mean the recovery from Henley is so good. When we talked about Shade, and Modine is fast as well. And then once you let Schroeder and Harper catch up, there's not much an offense can do against the Henley defense. So I think Henley knows exactly what to expect. Phoenix is most likely going to try to continue to play fast, and Henley just has to stay the course, play their game, and they should come away victorious, barring any miracle comeback from the Pirates.
Yeah, long inbounds are really the only place that Phoenix has been able to beat Henley.
I thought Phoenix has defended the ball okay. They've left a couple of Henley shooters open trying to defend the paint against Schroeder or Harper. It's let Lily Fassell sink 3 triples. And Kennedy Modine has one as well. So Phoenix is doing just about everything they can. It's just not enough through that first half.
Pirates will start with the ball as Farrah Noxon looks to inbound. Trying to get around Schroeder, has it tipped, but it falls to Alvarez. Alvarez off the glass.
She's pretty good inside the paint, has nice touch. She's now leading the team in scoring. She's got 10 points.
Yeah, first team all Skyline Conference selection for the Pirates last season. Pass too high for Shade. It's going to be turned over. This is Sousa. Rebound corralled by Schroeder. Shade pulls up, misses. Noxon gets the board. Woodward ahead to Quintero. Taken away by Fassell, and that's going to be a walk-in layup.
That's precisely what I mean. You just don't know until you play her. She was at the
Harper
top.
with the steal.
Yeah, I mean, just aggressiveness.
Two free throws for Anna Harper. Honorable mention All-State last season for Henley. Did not receive any conference honors because she missed the majority of conference play. Henley was certainly glad to have her back for that state tournament run. Sousa. Bumped by Fussell. And it's going to end up as an over and back.
Great defense again by Lily. Back-to-back really solid defense possessions for her. First to the steal, that time just bumping the ball loose, standing tall and creating the over and back.
Modine lofts it into Schroeder. She sends it off the rim, gets it back, misses the second chance. Third one won't go. And finally, Noxon takes it. Sent out of bounds off of Phoenix, though, so Henley gets it back. Shade. Fires it over to Modine. Modine pulls up, misses. Schroeder the board and the putback.
She just comes flying in there from a little bit outside the paint on the right side. Throws her arms up. She's just taller than everybody else. Gets that rebound for the points.
Fussell almost forces another turnover. Long inbound, intercepted by Shade. Now Fussell. Harper. Around the defense and in. Woodward just didn't have a chance there. Sousa whips it over to Quintero. Now a free throw line jumper from Woodward won't go. Another try misses by Sousa. Open for three is Modine. She doesn't take it. Gives it to Shade, who does, and misses. Harper, rebound, putback. Like clockwork. .30 lead for Henley, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stolen by Shade. Shade. Oh, man.
How about that for her first points of the ball game? Sophomore dribbles all the way in, spins around, reverse layup. Made it look complicated, and Shade there for two.
And we got a timeout called by Phoenix. 51-19 Henley here in the third quarter on mybasin.com. .435 remaining in the third quarter. Henley outscoring Phoenix 11-2 so far in the second half.
Usually we've seen Henley go on these runs at the end of quarters, but today, in each of the first three, they've done their damage the majority in the first half of these quarters. They were on something like a 9-2 run to start the second quarter, now 11-2 to start this third quarter. They're jumping all over the Pirates.
Phoenix in their first year under new head coach Marvin Denman. Comes in with a career record of 153 and 187 in two previous stops. Nice drive and a foul drawn by Alvarez. Denman was previously at 5A Eagle Point from 2015 to 2023. He led the Eagles to their second most wins in recorded history in his last season. 16-9 with a playoff appearance. Prior to that, he was at 3A Cascade Christian from 2008 to 2014. Took the Challengers to the playoffs in 5 of his 6 seasons there. That included a third-place finish at the 2012 state tournament. Highest in program history. And despite how this game has unfolded, Phoenix on a pretty strong upward trajectory in his first season after having just 2 winning seasons in 6 seasons under previous head coach Chelsea Winner. This is Quintero, guarded by Shade. Quintero looking, turned over. Harper tips it to Shade. Shade, the drive, and one. Cadence Nelson checking in now for Anna Harper. And it looks like Maisie Foster is going to check in for Zafira Noxon for Phoenix. And I'm pretty sure that's the first sub of the game for the Pirates. Shade misses the free throw. Ladner comes in to force a tie-up on the rebound. Possession arrow points to the Hornets. Underneath, Ladner scores. Sousa, Shade going for the steal, misses. Allows her to find Alvarez underneath. Shade to Nelson, back to Shade. Campos for 3. Misses. Gets her own rebound. Working her way into the paint, draws a foul. Campos, like Harper, was honorable mention All-State last season. Her older sister, Annie, was the 4A Player of the Year. Now at Oregon Tech.
Hey, shout out to the Owls right now who are leading Multnomah 85-53 in the fourth quarter. They picked up a win last night as well in Portland.
Lady Owls looking to go back to the NAIA tournament this season. Figure to be a strong contender for the Cascade Conference title despite losing Olivia Sprague, their All-American, in the first game of the season.
Yeah, they got some depth, and they're really well coached. So they've been able to string together, five wins in a row, looking for 6 now with a few minutes left in their fourth quarter. And they're home back next weekend. Always a fun time up at Danny's house.
Randy Denson has emptied his bench. The 5 on the floor for Henley are Spur Barney Smith, Cadence Nelson, Maddie Srnowski, Senya Campos, and Brooklyn Conrad. Looks like Kennedy Modine is getting ready to check back in. Drive for Woodward, misses. Underneath Foster, sends it back out to Alvarez. Alvarez pulls up and connects. Alvarez, one of the 2 seniors on this team, the other one being Woodward. Corner 3 won't fall for Conrad. Barney Smith grabs the rebound. Campos drives, loses the ball, and it'll go to the Pirates. Modine checking in for Campos. Sousa finds a cutting Woodward for the layup.
It's a real simple pick and roll there for Woodward to give her her first bucket of the ball game.
Woodward was a second-team All-Skyline Conference selection last season. As Modine's floater misses off the glass, but she's fouled on the putback attempt.
Henley this half shooting free throws. They are 3 for 6.
Modine was an honorable mention all-conference selection. Also part of the Henley 4x100 team that qualified for the 4A championship meet in the spring. Almost comes up with a steal here. Alvarez escapes, drives, fouled on the layup. Alvarez, we talked about her being named first team all-conference last season. That was her first year at Phoenix. Transferred from 6A South Medford, where she was on the JV team. Oh for 2 from the line. Rebound is contested. It looks like Stronowski has it. It'll be a jump ball, though. And the possession arrow points to the Pirates. 45.3 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. If Henley can maintain this margin of at least 30 points, we will have a running clock to start the fourth. And one for Carson Sousa. Sousa makes the free throw.
It's the first made free throw for Phoenix this game, and it gives Sousa 12 points.
Modine. Guarded by Quintero. Gets away from her. Drives. Can't finish. Alvarez gets the rebound. Firing ahead to Quintero. Open for a shot is Sousa, and she connects. .11 seconds. Modine over to Nelson. Back to Modine. Barney Smith open for a three. Rolls out. Rebound contested. Alvarez won't be able to get a shot off. But we end the third quarter with Henley up 28 over Phoenix here on mybasin.com.
Not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you, local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Well, some of the starters and other rotation players back in for Henley to start the fourth quarter. It's Harper, Shade, Fussell, Schroeder, and Ladner. Fussell open for three, misses. Ladner can't get the rebound. It's ripped away by Fussell, but she's called for the foul.
Must have just been a reach in there against Lilly. Wrapped up that basketball. Thought it might have been a tie-up, but instead Fussell's hit with the foul, her third.
Inbound to Sousa. She finds Alvarez, who can't finish the layup. Vassell the other way. To Schroeder. Sends it off the front of the rim. Shade gets the rebound. Ladner. Vassell. Shade. Ladner. Contested. Misses off the glass. Tap back to Vassell, who misses the floater. Foster comes away with the rebound for Phoenix. Here's Alvarez. Guarded by Harper. Quintero. Ladner going for the steal. Sousa keeps possession. Sends it off the leg of Quintero, and that's a turnover. Ahead to Harper. Harper stops, loses it on the way up.
I think she was blocked. I think Alvarez got a paw in there.
Ahead, Sousa lays it up. Ladner open for a three. Can't connect. Vassell, another chance, won't go. Harper underneath, misses off the glass. Schroeder called for the offensive foul. Another sub for Phoenix. Quintero comes to the bench. I think replaced by Noxon. Here's Sousa. And a timeout is called by Phoenix. Pirates trail 58-32, 5:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Here on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Henley just looking to close this one out here as the Hornets up by 26 here in the fourth quarter against Phoenix. Alvarez, almost taken away by Shade. Alvarez now guarded by Vassell. Tipped. And Vassell emerges with it. The bounce to Harper won't go. Vassell the rebound. It comes to Schroeder. She can't get it to fall. Harper gets fouled on, I think, the fourth chance attempt.
Yeah, Henley's still looking for their first points this quarter. They're doing just about everything right except for getting that basketball through the twine. So we'll see if Harper can get their first on free throws.
Harper, a first-team All-State outfielder for the Henley softball team last spring. Helped the Hornets reach the 4A championship game for the second year in a row. Here's Alvarez. Guarded by Harper. Gets it to Woodward. Woodward fouled by Schroeder. Well, continuing with the multi-sport athlete theme, Woodward also runs cross country and track. was a finalist in the 800, 4x100, and 4x400 and long jump at the Skyline Conference Championships last spring. Certainly brings some athleticism to this Phoenix lineup. She's gotten herself open with some good cuts this game. Ladner looking for Schroeder, and she's fouled. Schroeder currently with 5 points. So her streak of 8 double-doubles is in jeopardy. Two free throws gets her up to 7. We'll see if Randy Denson keeps her in long enough to get to 10.
Looks like they got 5 coming from the bench here. Just right as you say that.
Tough bucket for Alvarez.
She's had some really good finishes tonight. I've been impressed with Alyssa Alvarez.
Harper in the corner. Ladner looking for Schroeder underneath. Misses. Woodward banks it in. Shade the dish to Fussell. Fussell finding space and sinking the shot.
Fussell had 14 first half points, now up to 18 for the ball game.
Alvarez to Quintero. Ladner called for the foul. Campos, Modine, Sranowski, Nelson, and Conrad all back in for Henley. A full 5 for 5. Into Sousa. Sousa's pass is tied up, and the Pirates have the possession arrow. 4 minutes even remaining here in the fourth quarter. Alvarez. Sousa drives, puts it up off the back rim. Senya Campos grabs the rebound. Campos dish to Sranowski, who puts it in off the glass.
That was a beautiful pass from Senya Campos. Really love to see her run the point, and she does it with the second unit masterfully there.
Here's Sousa. Guarded by Nelson. Hands it to Quintero. Alvarez looking for a lane. Gets it back to Sousa. 5 on the shot clock. Quintero misses. Sranowski grabs the rebound, but Henley turns it over. This is Sousa. Over to Woodward. Woodward creating space for a shot. Rebound is contested, and a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Henley. Spur Barney Smith checks in for Modine. So all 4 reserves are back in for Henley. Maisie Foster checks in for Zafara Noxon for Phoenix. Campos. Sranowski in the paint, goes up, can't connect, comes back to her. A turnaround won't fall. Alvarez the other way. Ahead to Sousa. Blocked by Campos. Saved by Sranowski. Henley on the break. Barney Smith. Foul on the attempted steal. Campos will inbound. In the corner, Conrad misses the three. Campos gets the board. Floater comes up short. Alvarez comes away with it. Alvarez. On the other end, a lay-in by Nelson.
First points for Nelson, the junior reserve for the Hornets. Played well during the JV game, in which the Hornets also won, getting her first points here in the varsity one.
Yeah, Hornets JVs have looked pretty good this season, at least the bits that we've seen them.
Yeah, just the girls' basketball program as a whole for the Hornets is in extremely good hands and in good shape.
Which is certainly in no small part due to some excellent coaching by Kevin Petrick down there on that JV team.
Yes, no doubt. Part-time radio voice, part-time JV girls basketball coach. No one quite stacks up to Kevin Petrick.
Hey, they went on the road and beat Crater in the JV game.
Yeah. No, they're very well coached all the way up and down.
Yeah. This is a program. You know, some teams. Oh, great block there by Conrad. That's kind of what I'm talking about when you see the reserves able to come in and make plays like that.
Well, we've talked to their coaches, and while we're talking about Petrick, him specifically, talking about the merits of this team sticking together and playing ball through the summer. All of them do. And it really prepares them for the prep season. This varsity team played 30 summer league games this year. I can't tell you how many other teams in our league did that, if any.
Woodward travels.
Hey, but there's defense being played by Conrad. She caused that travel. Back-to-back, really good defensive plays for her.
What I was saying, is you see some teams just, they have one great season and then after that kind of fade away. That's not the case with Henley, and a large part of that is due to Randy Denson having built a program. It's not just a team; it's a program from the top down.
No doubt.
.9 seconds left. Underneath, Alvarez draws a foul.
Alvarez has 20 points in the game so far, although she is 0 of 4 at the free throw line. Makes her first.
One for two. And Kennedy Modine can just dribble this one out. Henley improves to 2-0 in Skyline Conference play. 10-2 overall on the season. Not a ton of time to rest for the Hornets. They head to Mazama on Tuesday. Take a trip to 5A Summit the very next night. And then host Hidden Valley on Friday. Busy week in store for the Hornets next week. We'll take a break, get you your final scoring for this one, and then get ready for the boys' game here on mybasin.com.
parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
Sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Henley girls wrap up a 68-44 win over Phoenix. Josh Eldridge has our final scoring.
Lily Fussell led the Hornets in scoring with 18 points. Anna Harper added 16 for Henley. They got 7 points from Michaela Schroeder, 6 from Senya Campos and Bailey Ladner, 4 from Kennedy Modine and Preston Shade, 2 from each Cadence Nelson and Madeline Cernowski. Your scores for Henley. For Phoenix, Alyssa Alvarez led all scorers. She had 21 points in the game. They had 18 from Carson Sousa and 5 from May Woodward. Those are the unofficial scores for the Phoenix Pirates.
So Michaela Schroeder's streak of 8 straight double-doubles comes to an end here on this Saturday afternoon, but other than that, really just another solid all-around performance by Henley.
Yeah, all good things must come to an end, but for Michaela, she'll have another crack at it on Tuesday. Like you said, not a lot of rest for these Hornets. They're going to be back in action on the road at Mazama next week.
Interesting, almost the polar opposite for Phoenix. They have the entire week off until a Friday game against Mazama.
While we have time to talk about it, I don't think Phoenix should really hang their head about this game. They played Henley pretty tough, especially in that fourth quarter. And even though Henley was well out in front, they played a lot of their starters in that fourth quarter, and Phoenix actually outscored them 14-10 in that period. And really through most of the second half, they played Henley fairly evenly. I think they actually only were outscored by 1 point in that second half. So they played well, and I think that this is going to be an interesting one to watch the second and third time that we play Phoenix. They look like they're in pretty good hands as well with their new head coach.
Yeah, 44 is actually the most Phoenix has scored in a loss this season. It's even up there with some of their higher totals of the season. So certainly something to build on if you're Marvin Denman and the Pirates. These teams are going to match up next at Phoenix on January 24th. For now, though, we're going to step aside for a moment and get set up for the boys' game. A rematch of a thrilling regular season finale last season. We'll talk about that when we come back here on mybasin.com.
Basketball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Basketball, and welcome to game number 2 of the Skyline Conference League schedule for the Hornets as they take on the Phoenix Pirates inside the Hornets' nest. Henley entering play 4-7 overall this season. They lost their conference opener to Klamath Union back on Thursday. Phoenix 7-5 overall. They won their conference opener in fairly convincing fashion on Thursday against Hidden Valley. We'll talk about the last time we were out watching the Hornets. We'll take a look at the Phoenix Pirates and talk about the games these two teams played last year for a Skyline Conference championship. Yes, it's all coming up next on 104.3 and 960 Sports and live free video on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns.
Pulling back with you, getting ready for Skyline Conference basketball tonight. The Henley Hornets back at home against the Phoenix Pirates. Taking a look at the Hornets' last few games, losers of 4 of their last 5. Their last win, though, coming on this home floor back on Tuesday when they defeated Lapine 80-41. They did not have the same luck back on Thursday in their league opener against Klamath Union, a 54-51 loss to the Pelicans. Game in which the Hornets came down to the final possession. They had a couple of opportunities to tie in the fourth quarter, came up short, and are now 0-1 in conference play. Meantime, for the Phoenix Pirates, they have won 3 straight, dating back to a game on December 28th against North Valley at the Cascade Christmas Classic. They beat the Knights 59-30. Then they beat Cottage Grove 73-54 before defeating Hidden Valley in their league opener back on Thursday 71-54. Matt, you can see them warming up here on the floor. You can see just by their scores in a handful of these games, they've scored more than 70 points 3 times. These boys are big, they are tall, and they're playing good ball this season.
And they're going to be motivated coming into this game. You look back at last season, these teams met in the regular season finale. Phoenix had a chance at a game-tying layup at the buzzer. They were trying. A win would have given them a share of the Skyline Conference Championship after finishing 2-6 in last place the year before. Would have been a fantastic worst-to-first turnaround for the Pirates, but Marcus McCready said, no, sir, that title is all ours. Blocked the game-tying layup at the buzzer, gave Henley their 3rd straight Skyline Conference Championship.
It was McCready a year ago who led the Hornets in scoring in that game. McCready, who stood 6'7", had 27 points, 11 rebounds, and a whole host of other stats. The Hornets used their height a season ago. It's going to be a disadvantage for them today. They're going to have to rely on good shooting, which they've had at home this season. A couple of big wins against Lakeview and, of course, Lapine earlier this week. They're going to have to hope for the same amount of production today to knock off the Phoenix Pirates. We're going to take one more break in our pregame show. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the starting lineup for both teams and get ready for tip-off this afternoon. Henley basketball is next on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
Sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Senior number 5, Tobias Akban. Senior number 10.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you ahead of this Skyline Conference contest between the hometown Henley Hornets and the visiting Phoenix Pirates. We're being introduced to the starters here in the gym, so we'll go ahead and give them to you as well. Starting a senior, 6'3", number 0, Braden Decker. Starting number 2, a senior, 6 foot tall, William Pyatt. Number 5, a senior standing 6'4", Tobias Akpan. Number 10, a senior standing 5'8", Martin Ortega. And number 33, a senior standing 6'6", Lucas Whittle. The Pirates are coached by the reigning Skyline Conference Coach of the Year, Troy McNichols, and he's assisted by Tony Akban. Now let's go ahead and meet the starting 5 for your Henley Hornets. Starting a senior, number 4, Bryson Montag. Number 12, a junior, Reese Schmerbach. Number 14, a sophomore, Micah Ibarra. Number 24, a senior, Nolan Mick. And a sophomore, number 32, Corbin Hamilton. The Hornets are coached by Brian Stock. He's assisted by Dylan Woodrum and Blake Loney. The Hornets tonight in their home white uniforms with Hornets written across their chest in navy blue and white. And the Pirates tonight in their road red uniforms with Phoenix written across the chest in gray and navy blue trim. Our officials tonight from the Klamath Falls Basketball Officials Association, Todd Andrus, Craig Connor, and Colton Wright. In the circle to start this one for Henley, it's going to be 6'6", Lucas Whittle and Nolan Mick. Opening tip is controlled by the Hornets. They go from left to right. It's Micah Ibarra into the front court for Henley, takes it head of the key. Ibarra, he's going to throw it over to Schmerbach on the far side, tries to get it to Mick near side. Montag picked up a ball that was lost for a moment. Montag well beyond the arc, now throws it to Ibarra at half court. Ibarra brings it along to the right wing, now head of the key over to Schmerbach in front of the Phoenix bench. In the corner, Hamilton had it, lost it for a moment, now back into the hands of Schmerbach. 7 to shoot for the Hornets. Mick has it straight away. Mick bounces it to Schmerbach in the corner, now 3 to shoot. Zips it down to Montag, ball's tipped out of bounds. They're going to say shot clock violation, and so the Pirates play good defense to start the ball game and force the Hornets into a turnover. Here is Martin Ortega throwing it to the hands of William Pyatt on the far side, guarded by Schmerbach. Now Decker whips it near side. Now again, straight away to Ortega. Ortega tries to drive left against Ibarra, backs it out beyond the arc. They dump it underneath to Whittle, zips it into the corner to Pyatt, who drives the baseline, up with the right-hand floater that drops. And the Pirates strike first in this one. They lead 2-0. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Hornets unable to move the ball up. They go over and back, and the Pirates again with possession. Into the hands of Pyatt on the far side, dumps it to Whittle on the block, guarded by Hamilton, throws it out straight away to Decker. Decker now back into the corner to Pyatt. Pyatt has it kicked straight away to Akpan. Akpan now to the hands of Ortega. Ortega has it straight away, now near corner to Pyatt, bounces it underneath. Trying to go to work is Akpan, down low through 2 Hornet defenders. It sits on the back of the rim and drops. 6'4" Akpan getting his first points of the ball game, and Phoenix leads 4-0 with 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Nolan Mick has it head of the key, over to Ibarra, whips it to Schmerbach in the far corner for a 3, can't hit. The rebound is ripped away by Akpan. Akpan rifles the pass ahead to Ortega. Ortega tries to take it in on the elbow, kicks it out near side to Decker. Decker back to Ortega on the left side wing. Back to Decker, now underneath to Akpan on the left block. Zips it head of the key to Whittle, fires a straightaway 3 and knocks it down. 6'6" Whittle, his first points come from long range. Phoenix leads 7-0 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's Montag. Montag brings it up for Henley, now to the hands of Schmerbach, kicks it to Ibarra. Ibarra zips it near side to Mick. Mick around 2 defenders, finds Schmerbach in the corner, tries again from 3, this time he got it. Trims the Phoenix lead to 4 with 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Schmerbach with Henley's first points. Here's Pyatt on the right wing, dumps it to Whittle. Give and go, it's taken away by Henley. Hamilton throws it to Ibarra. It'll be Micah who brings it into the front court for Henley. Throws it to Mick on the wing. Mick thought about a 3. Past the defender, kicks it back out to Ibarra. Straight away triple. Ibarra too strong. And the rebound is into the hands of Phoenix. Ortega brings it up for the Pirates. Dribbles with his left against Schmerbach. Switches to his right. Splits up the defense. Off the glass, no. Gets his own miss. Kicks it outside to Pyatt. Now back to Ortega. Ortega now over to Akpan. Now near side to Pyatt. Pardon me, that was Decker. Now over to Ortega. A long 3. Back iron, no. And the rebound is picked up by Schmerbach. Gives it to Montag. Montag bounces it back to Hamilton. Hamilton into the corner to Mick. Left alone for another corner 3. Back iron, no. And Decker with the miss. It's going to bring it up for Phoenix. Not before kicking it to Ortega. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Phoenix leads 7-3. Ball goes out of bounds at the baseline. Last touched by Montag. And subs coming in for Phoenix. Carson Sims in for Nolan Mick. And Whittle heads to the bench for Phoenix in favor of Sidney McQueen. McQueen, a senior, standing 6'3". Inbound pass goes head of the key to Akpan. Drives inside the paint. Spins around. A shot from 12. Rattles out. Rebound to Montag. Throws it ahead to Ibarra. Ibarra, left-hand dribble, head of the key, between his legs, throws it to Sims on the right wing. Now back to Ibarra. Ibarra thought about a 3, back to Sims, bounces it to Brunick on the right block. Now to Ibarra straight away. Ibarra looking to feed Schmerbach in the corner again for 3, leaves that one short. Long rebound is picked up by Ibarra. Ibarra throws it back to Schmerbach in the corner. This time passes up the shot, gives it back to Ibarra straight away. Underneath to Brunick. Brunick kicks it back to Schmerbach. Schmerbach goes baseline. His shot from 12 is good. Schmerbach with all 5 of Henley's points. They're back within 2. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Here on the far side is McQueen, guarded by Brunick straight away. Now over to Decker. Decker back to Pyatt. Pyatt head of the key. Now over to Ortega. Ortega puts it on the deck. Throws it near side to Decker for 3. He hits. And Phoenix back up in front by 5. They lead 10-5. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Ibarra trapped at half court and goes over and back. Pirates pressuring on defense early, not letting the Hornets get into their offensive set. Now 2 times Henley has gone over and back, and another forced into a shot clock violation. Looks like Finn Charlton is checked into the game. I believe that's Finn down there tying his shoe. Haven't seen Finn in a game since the Sisters shootout. Didn't play against Lapine. Also didn't play against Klamath Union back on Thursday. Here's Ortega for the Pirates. Has it head of the key. He's going to take a screen going right. He dumps it back underneath to Akpan, kicks it out to Decker for three. His three is offline. Phoenix gets the miss. Their putback, no. Another chance for the Pirates, and one off the hands of Tobias Akpan underneath. Back-to-back rebounds for the senior, resulting in points and the foul. First foul for Henley, and first of the game for Reese Schmerbach. And free throws on the way for Tobias Akpan.
Josh, Tobias Akpan began last season as Phoenix's starting center. He led the Pirates in points and rebounds before he suffered a season-ending leg injury in early January. So he actually didn't play. They didn't have him for the Skyline Conference campaign.
Sims now throws it into Charlton. Charlton back out to Sims. Thought about getting it to Brunick, but an errant pass goes out of bounds. And the Pirates reclaim possession. They lead 13-5, 2:45 to go in the first quarter. All right, here is McQueen for Phoenix. Throws it over to Pyatt. Pyatt now to Ortega on the right wing. Dumps it underneath to Akpan. Akpan on that right elbow. Has his pocket picked by Brunick. Hornets without numbers in transition. Brunick's going to throw it to Schmerbach. Schmerbach driving the left block. Up and under. Blocked by Akpan. There you see probably why he was the starting center a year ago. Getting all ball there against Schmerbach. And the Hornets will inbound to the baseline as Brunick checks out and Hamilton checks back in. And we've got a timeout, it looks like, called by Coach McNichols of the Pirates. We'll take it. 2:23 to go in the first quarter. The Pirates lead 13-5 against the Henley Hornets on 104.3 and 960 Sports, mybasin.com. Hornets inbound intended for Corbin Hamilton, taken away by the Pirates. Now they have it, Ortega in the front court on the far side wing. Back with you for Henley basketball, taking on the Pirates. They trail 13-5, 2:10 to go. Pirates pass it around the perimeter into the hands of Pyatt on the wing. Now over to Akpan, throws it to Ortega. Now over to McQueen. McQueen dumps it underneath to Whittle. Shimmy shake, tries to score from the right block, can't get it to go. Montag cleans up the miss, throws it to Schmerbach into the front court, and a whistle. They're going to call Schmerbach for the carry. And a turnover gives the Pirates possession. Micah Ibarra in for Reese Schmerbach. Only sub in for the Hornets there. And Ortega to bring it up for Phoenix. Again, they lead by 8. Throws it ahead to Pyatt. Pyatt now to Akpan, guarded by Montag, head of the key. Back to Pyatt, now straight away to McQueen. McQueen to Ortega, dumps it underneath to Whittle again. This time from the left block, Whittle's able to score. Pirates up by 10. And they're pressing on defense. Ibarra trying to find a way up the floor. They've only got 2 seconds. Bouncing it ahead to Hamilton. They get there. Throws it now on the far side to Sims. Catch and shoot 3. Can't go. And McQueen cleans up the miss for the Pirates. Here's Ortega now along the far side of the floor between the circles for the Pirates. Drives in, kicks it outside to McQueen. McQueen steps left, then drives right. Tries to bounce it underneath, but it's taken away by Montag. Hornets 3-on-3 in transition. Montag takes it all the way in, leaves the layup short. Now the Pirates trying to get out in transition, but Ibarra is going to commit a foul onto Ortega. And that's going to stop the Phoenix momentum, although they'll have the basketball inbound along the near sideline. Sub coming in for the Pirates, Ethan Dobbins in for William Pyatt. And to inbound is McQueen. McQueen bounces it to Ortega, immediately guarded by Ibarra at the half-court logo inside the Hornets' nest. Throws it over to Akpan on the right wing. Akpan spins to his left, drives inside, uses the glass to score. 7 points for him, and his Pirates lead by 12 with 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Charlton and the Hornets try to get the ball up. It's taken away by Dobbins, who scores. And as he does, Coach Stock calls time. We'll take time out. 40.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Phoenix leading 19-5 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get
quite a good bit of students here on a Saturday, and as always, the Hornets faithful turning out for a home game. Hoping for a happy ending. Henley undefeated on this floor this season, although a small sample size, just 2-0. Right now down 14 with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Phoenix pressing lightly on defense. Corbin Hamilton throws it to Ibarra, still yet to cross the timeline. Now to Sims. Sims back to Hamilton. They got to go. They get it ahead to Sims. Sims on the right elbow, underneath to Charlton, tries to use the glass but can't get it to go, and Whittle cleans up the miss for Phoenix. Throws it ahead to Ortega, 20 to shoot. Shot clock is off. Ortega kicks it back to McQueen. McQueen dribbles one step inside the arc, throws it to Okpan. His shot from 19 won't go. Pirates get the rebound, back in the hands of Okpan. Now Whittle on the baseline, 7 to shoot, spins around 4 defenders but travels. Hornets completely collapsed on him in the paint and forced him into a turnover. But now with 6 seconds before the end of the first quarter, Hornets have to get a shot off. Here's Hamilton ahead to Charlton. Charlton will not get the shot off before the end of the first quarter. And the Hornets trail 19-5 as we head to the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Second quarter action begins right now from Henley High School, and the Hornets trailing the Phoenix Pirates 19-5 in the Skyline Conference showdown. 5 on the floor to start the second quarter for Henley. Schmerbach, Ibarra, Montag, Mick, and Hamilton. The Pirates start with it. Here's Ortega. Ortega dumps it underneath to Whittle. He throws up a right-handed floater that's in. Whittle stands 6'6", and he's now up to 7 points for the ball game. Here's Montag. Races up the far sideline for Henley. Now to Schmerbach. Schmerbach behind his back dribble, brings it out between the circles, gets tipped out of bounds, last touched by the Pirates. So the Hornets maintain possession. 5 on the floor for Phoenix. It is Ortega along with Dobbins and Decker, Whittle, and I believe McQueen. Pirates create a turnover in the paint, come away with a loose ball. Now they bring it up, going right to left. Here's Ortega, throws it near side to McQueen. McQueen dribbles in the paint, bounces it outside to Dobbins, now into the corner to Decker. Decker throws it straight away to Ortega, now to the hands of McQueen. McQueen spins around, dumps it underneath to Whittle on that right block, tries to kick it to McQueen, driving to the cup. His lay-in is no good. Whittle battles for the miss, throws it to Decker, who uses the glass to score. Braden Decker, Skyline Conference All-League selection a year ago, now has 5 points. As Coach Brian Stock calls time, his team trailing by 18, 23-5, 6:54 to go in the second quarter. This is Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Hornets trailing here with 6:54 to go in the second quarter. They're down 23-5. And they'll start with the basketball coming out of the pause. Ibarra throws it to Mick. Mick into the hands of Schmerbach in the front court. Schmerbach gets pushed from behind by Braden Decker. And so that'll be the first Phoenix team foul this period. And Schmerbach to inbound on the near sideline. Hornets looking for some help. Schmerbach scored all of the Hornets' points in the game so far. One made triple and a made field goal. Otherwise, Hornets are looking for help on offense, and they'll turn the ball over. Ibarra can't corral the pass. Dobbins takes it all the way in to score on the other side. He's got 4 points now, and the Pirates lead by 20. Schmerbach back to Mick. Now to Ibarra on the far side. In the corner to Hamilton. Hamilton has it on the wing. Now throws it to Ibarra. Here's Mick on the right wing. Mick brings it around between the circles to Ibarra in the corner. Ibarra dumps it to Montag on the baseline. Back to Ibarra. Catch and shoot three from the corner. Too strong. Rebound picked up by Decker. Throws it ahead to Akpan, who races up the floor into Whittle in the corner. Whittle bounces it back to Akpan, but Montag pokes it away into the hands of Ibarra. Throws it to Montag in the front court. Montag tries to go baseline, stops at the block, and throws it back outside to Ibarra. Now to Schmerbach. Half-court logo, bounces it to Ibarra, now back underneath to Montag at the baseline, tries to find Mick cutting to the rim, and he will travel, trying to pick up a loose ball that fell at his feet. So another turnover gives the Pirates possession. Again, up by 20, 5:48 to go. Inbound pass goes to Tobias Akpan as the Hornets start to press a little bit on defense. Here's Dobbins, who brings it up for Phoenix. Tries to bounce it over to Pyatt. Pyatt kicks it out to Whittle. Whittle, jab step left, drives right, spins around in the paint, leaves the lay-in short, and he will commit a foul, trying to pick up a rebound inside. Wound up pushing Nolan Mick out of the way. I believe that'll be his first foul, and the team's second. Pirates continuing to press. Nolan Mick throws it ahead to Schmerbach into the front court. Schmerbach on the right wing, throws it to Mick. Mick splits a couple of defenders, rifles a pass to Schmerbach in the corner, now bounces it to Hamilton on the right block. Hamilton right at the baseline, puts it on the deck, kicks it outside to Mick. Mick now tries to go baseline himself, spins around, outside to Hamilton. Hamilton goes through two defenders. His shot from 15 is no good. Rebound picked up by Whittle. Throws it ahead to Akpan. Pirates pushing on the gas here in the second quarter. To Dobbins. Back to Akpan at the baseline. Tries to get it off the foot of Ibarra and out, but actually Hornets create a turnover and now a whistle. I believe this one's going against the Pirates, and it is. Charge the foul to Braden Decker. And the third Pirates team foul in the second quarter. And second for Decker as well. Corbin Hamilton checks out of the game. And here's a face I thought we might see tonight. Max Frank, the sophomore, usually gets some minutes in the JV, but he provides some height that the Hornets are going to need if they want to make a comeback into this one. Gets the ball on the left block, goes up with the shot, has it blocked. Rebound picked up by Mick. Kicks it out to Ibarra. Catch and shoot, right wing three for Ibarra is good. Hornets now down 25-8, 4.5 to go in the second quarter. And here's Akpan. Dribbles it up, throws it to Dobbins, now in the corner to Decker, guarded by Mick. Back now to Akpan. Into the hands of Pyatt, now on the far side. Pyatt drives inside, throws it out to Dobbins. Dobbins now over to Roman, who's checked into the game for Phoenix. Aaron Roman, a 6-foot senior. Here's Akpan operating on the right block. Fadeaway jumper is good. Deft touch for Tobias Akpan there. He's got 9 points. His team leads 27-8. 3:56 to go. Hornets having trouble getting the ball up, but Ibarra crosses the timeline. Ibarra brings it all the way in, kicks it to Frank in the near corner. Frank bounces it off of Decker and out of bounds, so the Hornets maintain possession with 20 seconds on the shot clock as Carson Sims checks in for Nolan Mick. Ibarra has to inbound. The referee didn't hand it to him, just placed it on the ground and then bounces it to Sims. Sims bounces it back to Ibarra. Can he do it again? No, front iron. Rebound is picked up by Phoenix. Here's Akpan. Akpan will lose it on the drive. It was tipped out by Carson Sims. But Sims will do that from time to time, playing defense from behind. And pokes it free just to try to stop transition. He's done that a few times this season. But the Pirates maintain possession. Akpan inbounds it, head of the key to Roman. Roman now driving the right block, goes up with the shot, rejected by Frank. Throws it ahead to Montag in transition for the score. Hornets back within 17. 3:23 to go in the second quarter. Here's Akpan. Akpan now near side to Decker, now to Dobbins, throws it to Roman. Roman bounces it underneath to Akpan, has it poked free for a moment. It looks like the Pirates recollect, trying to get rid of it. Now another loose ball. Phoenix has it. Catch and shoot through on the other side by Pyatt, rattles home. 5 points for him. Back up to a 20-point advantage for the Pirates. Ibarra rifles a pass ahead to Montag. Gives it to Sims on the left wing. Now to Ibarra between the circles. Ibarra throws a pass near side to Schmerbach. Bounces it underneath to Montag. Back to Schmerbach, but he can't corral the pass. Phoenix with the takeaway. It's Dobbins who goes in. Shovel pass to Pyatt and a score in the paint. 22-point lead for Phoenix. 32-10 with 2.5 to go before halftime. Sims now to Ibarra before giving it back to Sims. Now Schmerbach in the corner. Throws it to Frank on the baseline. Frank fields a double team. Finds Montag left alone, and then Akpan recovers for the block. He's going to bring it in on the other side. Dances around Ibarra and scores. Hornets trailing now by 24. 2:09 to go in the first half. Ibarra brings it up the floor. Bounces it to Schmerbach on the right extended wing. Schmerbach bounces it back to Ibarra between the circles. Now Montag, no-look pass out to Sims. Throws it to Ibarra. Contested three for Ibarra. Back iron, no. Rebound picked up by Montag. Feeds Frank underneath, who spins. Throws up a layup that's left short. Rebound goes to the Pirates. Akpan brings it up. Throws it in the corner to Pyatt. Pyatt back over to Roman. Dumps it underneath to Akpan, who turns around with a right-handed floater and misses. Rebound picked up by Ibarra. Here come the Hornets. Ibarra along the right side, dribbles it back out beyond the arc. Throws it to Schmerbach on the right wing. Schmerbach back to Ibarra, straight away, finds Sims, left alone for a left wing three, got it! Spot up shooter, Sims has been good on those catch and shoot opportunities this season with his first made triple there. His team still trails big, 34-13, a minute 10 to go. Here's Dobbins. Ball finds its way into the hands of Akpan on the block, and Sims with a takeaway. He's going to bring it up for the Hornets. Brings it all the way in and gets fouled. An aggressive take by the young sophomore. Earns him some free throws.
Yeah, Carson Sims coming off a career-high 10 points against Klamath Union.
Makes his first free throw. It's a shame that Carson had fouled out at the end of that game. He was shooting so well in that second half. They could have used him on the floor on that last possession.
This is a guy who started the season with the JV team, has really carved out a role for himself on varsity.
A couple of subs in for Phoenix, namely Lucas Whittle back on the floor, and Sidney McQueen back out there for the Pirates as well. Here's Pyatt. Throws it to Ortega, who's also checked back in for the Pirates. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Ortega with it. Ortega has it, throws it over to Pyatt. Pyatt guarded by Sims tightly. Right, straight away. Now Ortega on the far side. Ortega takes a screen left, then feeds Akpan, driving to the rim and scores. Simple pick and roll there, but it works for the 6'4" senior. His team back up in front by 21. Here's Sims now. Sims back to Charlton, rifles a pass ahead to Hamilton, tries to feed Frank underneath. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by McQueen. And the Hornets maintain possession. Shot clock is off, 21 seconds to go. Ibarra bounces it in to Hamilton in the corner, gets it to Charlton. Charlton, cross-court pass to Ibarra, tries his luck from three again and can't hit. Frank with the rebound and the putback, he gets fouled, no bucket, but a couple of free throws coming up for the sophomore Max Frank. Frank again has been absent from the Hornets rotation for, since before the Sisters tournament. But here, with the Hornets at a height disadvantage, Max provides that underneath. Not quite exactly sure of his height, but I think around 6'2", 6'3". He makes his first free throw, second one on the way. Front iron, no, and the rebound is picked up by Akpan. Akpan throws it ahead to Ortega. Now into the hands of McQueen. Back to Akpan. Now Ortega. Ortega tries to drive near baseline against Ibarra. Step back mid-range is good at the end of the first half. And we go to the locker rooms with a score of 38-16. We'll be back with some halftime stats, and we'll take a look around the league on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
It is halftime at Henley High School, and the hometown Hornets trail in the Skyline Conference matchup with the Phoenix Pirates. Score 38-16 in favor of Phoenix. They're being led in scoring by Tobias Akpan with 13 points. They've got 7 from William Pyatt and Lucas Whittle. They've got 5 from Braden Decker, 4 from Ethan Dobbins, and 2 from Martin Ortega. Your scorers right now for Phoenix. For Henley, a couple of guys with 5. That's Reese Schmerbach and Carson Sims. Micah Ibarra has 3, Bryson Montag with 2, and Max Frank with 1. Now, we thought the size advantage for Phoenix would be, an advantage for them coming into this game, but more than that, they are extremely athletic and moving the ball up and down the floor without real issue against Henley.
I mean, they're athletic, they're well coached. This is definitely not the 17th best team in 4A, is where they're ranked right now in the computer rankings. Henley's doing all they can, but, when you're that physically outmatched, it's tough.
Yeah, looking at Phoenix this season, their 17th place ranking, certainly not indicative of how good this team is. And it's because they've got, a couple losses against 5A schools. They lost to Crater and Ashland earlier in the season. They also lost to 4A's number 1 team, Marshfield, 60-32 back on December 14th. They mixed in a couple of strange losses to 2A Trinity Lutheran, 65-50. They lost to 3A Cresswell by 1 point. Cresswell is the 8th best team in 3A according to the rankings, 60-59. Both of those games, though, right after Christmas. I mean, the 26th and the 27th. Maybe they were shorthanded, unsure, but right after Christmas, sometimes things like that can happen. Since then, though, they've been on a roll. 3 straight wins, a couple of games scoring 70 points. They've beat their opponents by 29, 19 points, and 17 points. None of them really particularly close.
Yeah, they definitely seem to have found a groove. I mean, 73-54 over Cottage Grove, 71-54 over Hidden Valley, a Hidden Valley team that was also considered a potential conference title favorite. I think at this point it's got to be Phoenix, the comfortable favorites to win the Skyline Conference Championship. And, I think this team is going to be a tough out in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, they're very, very long, very athletic. Meantime, for Henley, those are the two departments really where they struggle in. They're trying their best to play good defense. They've created some turnovers, but their last 5 games, they've lost 4 of them, dating back to the Sisters shootout. 3 losses there. Their 1 win came against Lapine back on Tuesday, a 3A team that they beat by 39 points, had their best scoring output since 2019 or something in there, and Klamath Union on Thursday, 54-51 loss against a competitive Pelicans team. But it's just hard to compete when you're outmatched like this. Sometimes it really is that simple. I will say for the Hornets, they competed well in the second quarter. They were only outscored by my count by 9 points, which is a lot better than the 14 you were outscored by in the first quarter. Just looking to get better each and every quarter for this Henley team, and you can honestly say they have done that throughout the season, but hoping to put together a solid second half against a Phoenix team right now that leads them 38-16. One other game going on in the conference tonight. It is at Klamath Union High School as the 1-0 Pelicans host the without a conference game, Mazama Vikings, 3-8 overall. That game's being played right now at Pell Court, because at Mazama High School, it's the High Desert Classic, the wrestling tournament that features all of our Klamath Basin schools at Mazama High School today. You can get results there later on our website, coming up on Monday on mybasin.com. And then want to check in on one more score for Klamath Basin basketball fans. It's about 2 minutes to go before halftime up in Portland as the Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls lead the Multnomah Lions 35-30. While we finish up halftime here, go ahead and check out Mike Safford on the call on 92.5 KLAD as the Owls looking to extend their winning streak now to 7 games against the Lions. Again, here at halftime at Henley High School, the Hornets trail 38-16. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be just about ready for the third quarter. This is Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video this afternoon on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Just moments away from the start of the third quarter here at Henley High School, where the Hornets trail the Phoenix Pirates 38-16 here on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined by Matt Bowling. And while we have a moment, want to highlight something going on here at Henley High School. The Henley baseball and softball team, along with the Henley Boosters, still selling the Henley Crab Feed tickets, which are at the beginning of next month. So if you know a baseball, softball player, or find yourself here at Henley High School to grab those tickets, be sure you do. Always a great night. It helps support the baseball and softball teams, as well as all the programs with the Henley Boosters, and that includes supporting us. The Henley Boosters have stepped up numerous times to pay for our playoff fee for the live streams, so that way we can keep it free for you, the viewer, at the end of the day. So always important to support our local booster club, and the Hornets selling their Crab Feed tickets, which I believe is February 8th. We get ready for the third quarter, and the five on the floor for Henley. It is Micah Ibar, Reese Schmerbach, Bryson Montag, Nolan Mick, and Corbin Hamilton. Here's Schmerbach. Schmerbach bounces it to Montag. Montag back to Schmerbach. Cross-court pass to Mick. Mick, a strong baseline take, and is blocked from behind by Braden Decker. He's joined out there by Ortega, Whittle, Pyatt, and Akpan. Henley to inbound once more. Into Hamilton, who is fouled by Ortega. Tried to come in for the block. Ortega hit the deck pretty hard. Hamilton will be heading to the free throw line for Corbin, looking to get his first points of the ball game today. Corbin, one of those players who would benefit from a Crab Feed ticket sold to you as a baseball player. Played a bit of first base for the Hornets team this year, which made the state semifinal and lost there to Marist. First free throw from Corbin was no good. Second one meets the same fate. The Pirates come the other way. Here is Akpan. Akpan takes it strong, tries to use the glass, no, gets his own miss. It's back up and in for the score. He's got 15 points. The score now 40-16. Hornets trapped in the backcourt. Mick loses it for a moment, throws it ahead to Schmerbach. Now into the hands of Montag, who gets it in the front court. Hamilton tried to go baseline. It was tipped out. He was the last to touch it, though. And the Pirates will take back possession. Ortega bringing it up for the Pirates. Throws it over to Akpan on the far side. Now to Pyatt. Pyatt back to Ortega on the right wing. Back to Pyatt straight away. Now to the hands of Akpan on the left wing, guarded by Montag. Throws it to Decker. Decker throws it near side now to Ortega. Back to Akpan. Jab step left, drives right, kicks it outside to Pyatt. Now to the hands of Decker on the far side. Decker to Ortega between the circles. 9 to shoot for the Pirates. Guarded tightly by Schmerbach. Throws it to Akpan. 6 to shoot. Akpan drives inside. Gets all the way in. Bullies his way to the cup, but leaves the lay-in short. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Phoenix. And the Hornets get possession of the basketball. Ibarra inbounds away from the basket. Gets the ball back, then throws it ahead to Schmerbach. Schmerbach now to Mick on the near side as the Hornets have it in the front court. Near side to Hamilton. Triggers a three. Back iron no, and the rebound picked up by Akpan. Throws it ahead to Ortega as he crosses the timeline for the Pirates. Brings it along the left side. Splits up the defense. Kicks it outside to Whittle. In the paint. Off the glass. Too strong. Gets his own miss. Goes back up with it. Can't hit again. Gets his own miss a second time. Gets a defender to jump, and he'll be fouled, although misses the bucket. Whittle will head to the line for 2. He had 7 points in the first half, although this his first free throws of the contest. The Pirates only have 1 free throw attempted in this game so far. It was a make from Tobias Akpan. First free throw is good for Whittle. Counter that with the Hornets, who at the free throw line this game are 3 of 6.
Whittle and Ortega both transferred to Phoenix from 6A North Medford this season.
Here's Ibarra. Throws it ahead to Mick. Mick still yet to cross the timeline and finally does. Feeds Montag. Drives all the way in and gets fouled. Strong take by Bryson to earn this trip to the free throw line. He had 2 first-half points, and his first free throw is coming up. Man, you can tell Whittle's a different type of player just by his body size. I mean, for those of you listening on radio, not only is he 6'6", he's tall, he's got a wide body, these huge tree trunk legs. Man, he is a powerful guy down there in the paint. First free throw from Bryson is good. Second one on the way is also good. 42-18, 6 minutes to go in the third. Ortega rifles a pass ahead to McQueen, dumps it underneath to Whittle. He feeds Akpan on the left block, who leaves the lay-in short. Montag gets the rebound. Montag presses on the gas, throws it to Ibarra in the front court. Now to Hamilton, head of the key. Hamilton drives right, underhand dish to Schmerbach, bounces it to Ibarra. Ibarra thought about a three, puts it on the deck, gives it back to Schmerbach. Now Mick on the right wing, underneath to Hamilton. Straight away now to Ibarra, bounces it to Mick. Mick had trouble with the pass for a moment, now tries to drive inside, and Ortega is going to foul him. That is the third Phoenix team foul with 5:28 to go in the third quarter. The first charged to Ortega for the game. Ibarra to inbound to the baseline. Has to get it around Whittle. He'll bounce it to Montag in the far corner. Montag feeds Mick, cutting to the rim. He's blocked from behind by Whittle. Gets his own miss and then tries to kick it out to Hamilton. The pass tipped away into the hands of Ortega. Here come the Pirates. Ortega feeds Pyatt near side. Dumps it to Akpan underneath. Now straight away to McQueen. McQueen over to Ortega. Has it half court. Now back to McQueen. McQueen puts it on the deck, picked up by Montag, spins around, over to Whittle straight away, underneath to Akpan, has it tipped away, but it's into the hands of Phoenix. McQueen has it again, top of the key, drives inside, spinning to the rim, can't hit the first shot, and a whistle after the rebound. Let's see. Going to charge McQueen with a loose ball foul, trying to get the rebound. Sounds like he pushed a Hornets player away. Mike Ibarra checks out, Carson Sims into the game for the Pirates. And Sims will be trapped at half court, rifles a pass ahead to Hamilton into the front court. Now to Schmerbach. Schmerbach splits up the defense. No look pass to Montag for the score. And a great feed by Reese results in a bucket. Hornets down by 22. 4.5 to go in the third. Here's Pyatt over to Ortega. Tried to get it, but it's taken away by Montag. Montag jams it home in the open court. And a timeout is called by Troy McNichols. Hornets within 20. 4:27 to go in the third quarter. And we'll be back with more Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you for Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Right now the Hornets trailing the Pirates by 20, a score of 42-22. And the Pirates will start with the basketball coming out of the break. 5 on the floor for Henley. Schmerbach, Montag, Mick, Sims, and Hamilton. For Phoenix, looks like it's McQueen, Akpan, Pyatt, Dobbins, and Whittle. And we are ready to go. Pirates inbound away from their basket. Inbound it to Dobbins. He'll give it back to McQueen. McQueen to Akpan, and he'll bring it into the front court for Phoenix. Now over to Pyatt. Here's McQueen. Back to Pyatt. Pyatt dumps it underneath to Akpan on the right block. Feeds Whittle for a right wing three. Front iron, no. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Hornets will take possession.
Well, he hit one in the first quarter.
Try it again. 6'6". He plays away from the basket quite a bit. But that draws the big men from Henley out of the paint. You got a guy like Akpan who's also 6'4", and he's got the majority of points for the Pirates. Pass intended for Mick in the front court is stolen away by Whittle. Now to Akpan. Akpan feeds McQueen between the circles. McQueen switches to a left-hand dribble. Now throws it over to Pyatt. Now into the hands of Dobbins. Here's Whittle away from the hoop beyond the arc. Back to McQueen. Now into the hands of, well, here's Dobbins. Dobbins puts it on the deck against Schmerbach. To Whittle in the far corner. Now straight away to McQueen. Underneath to Akpan against Montag. Gets fouled. We'll see if they charge it to Schmerbach or Montag. Let's see. They charge the foul to Montag. They were both in on the action, but it was Bryson who was in front of the player. And this will earn free throws for Tobias Akpan. He's 1 for 1 in a previous attempt. He's got 15 points for the ball game. First free throw is no good. A couple of subs in for Henley. Finn Charlton and Max Frank in for Reese Schmerbach and Corbin Hamilton. Second free throw pending for Akpan. It is good. 43-22, Phoenix leads, 3:33 to go in the third quarter. Pass to the front court is tipped away by McQueen into the hands of Whittle. He feeds Akpan into the front court. Back to Whittle, head of the key. Throws it to Dobbins off a screen in the near corner. Now back to McQueen. It's taken away by Mick. Mick will take it in to score on a breakaway. First points of the game for Mick. Make it 43-24. Still in favor of the Pirates, of course. Here's McQueen into the front court for Phoenix. Now Pyatt to Whittle in the far corner. Whittle guarded by Frank beyond the arc. Now to Dobbins. Dobbins to McQueen. McQueen guarded by Mick. Down underneath to Akpan. Fields a double team. Hornets quickly give it up. Akpan operating on the right block. Spins against Montag. Uses the glass to score. Hornets inbound to Sims. Sims feels pressure in the backcourt. Has to get it up. Throws it to Charlton. Charlton has to get it up. Throws it to Montag. Montag left wing. Now into the quarter to Mick. Jab step right. Drives the left baseline. Kicks it out to Sims. Sims will be fouled. And this foul is on the floor, so the Hornets will inbound. That is, well, maybe not. I think that's the 15th foul for Phoenix. Should be free throws for Sims. And it is. So the Hornets now on the bonus. Carson earning his first free throws of the second half. In the first half, he was 2 for 2 and had 5 total points. Makes the free throw there. Corbin Hamilton checking in for Bryson Montag. So the Hornets going for a bit of size out there. As well as some cutters like Nolan Mick and Finn Charlton in there as well. Second free throw is left short from Sims. And Akpan with the miss. Hornets trail by 20. 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Here's McQueen. Over to Whittle. Whittle dumps it to Akpan underneath. Brings it back out beyond the arc. Guarded by Hamilton. Puts it on the deck and tries to get a pass off, but it's stolen away by Sims. Sims had a moment to collect the dribble, but does. Brings it into the front court for the Hornets. Bounces it to Hamilton. Hamilton brings it around, head of the key. Now to Charlton. Charlton feeds Sims in the corner. Sims dribbles inside the arc, fires up a mid-range jumper that won't go, and Whittle cleans up the miss. Here's Akpan. Fires a pass into the front court that's tipped out of bounds by Charlton. Pass intended for Pyatt, and it looks like he'll be the one to inbound. Maybe not. It'll be right in front of the Pirates bench as Ortega checks into the game, and Akpan will head to the sideline. It's actually going to be Dobbins to inbound for the Pirates in front of the bench. Gets it to Ortega. Ortega throws it to McQueen. McQueen guarded by Mick. Now to Dobbins. Left side to Ortega. Ortega throws it straight away to McQueen. Guarded by Mick. Now back to Ortega on the wing. Underneath to Whittle on the block. Whittle spins around. Goes up with the shot. Too strong. Good defense by Frank underneath. Hamilton with the rebound. He'll bring it into the front court for the Hornets. Dribble into a three. No. Rebound is picked back up by Sims, and he scores. Waiting underneath the cup for the rebound. Carson Sims with the bucket. 45-27. A minute 22 to go in the third quarter. Pass intended for Whittle. Goes out of bounds. And the Hornets get the ball back. Finn Charlton to inbound. The Pirates relenting on the press a little bit. Mick is the one to bring it into the front court for the Hornets. Has it on the left side. Now to Charlton, well beyond the arc. Charlton brings it up, head of the key to Sims. Sims whips it in the corner to Hamilton. Hamilton one step inside the arc, goes for the mid-range, won't go. Loose ball battled for and won by Mick. His layup back up and in is good. Henley within 16 now, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Ortega guarded by Charlton all the way up. Now to the hands of Pyatt. Pyatt dribbling with his right hand, goes between the legs against Sims, throws it to Dobbins. Dobbins now to McQueen. McQueen bounces underneath to Whittle. Whittle has his pocket picked by Sims. Hornets have numbers in the fast break. Sims bounce pass to Charlton, back to Sims. He is fouled, and Sims earns some free throws. Some fire from the Hornets here late in the third quarter.
Absolutely. For a moment, it looked like we might be headed toward a running clock, but Henley battling.
Made free throw from Sims brings him back within 15. And another one coming up for the sophomore. That last make makes him 3 for 4. And another make for Sims. 45-31. And tipped out of bounds. Thought it might be another takeaway for a moment, but Sims tipped it out. Active hands on defense for these Hornet guards. Trying to make it simpler for Hamilton and Frank, denying the ball underneath. Lucas Whittle checks out for Phoenix. And McQueen will try to take the inbound pass, but Mick is going to foul him. That'll be the third foul for Henley. Pardon me, maybe the fourth this period. 33 seconds to go. McQueen to inbound for Phoenix. Gets it to Ortega. Ortega at the half-court logo. Tries to drive left. Backs back out beyond the arc. Drives back left. Left elbow jumper. Back iron. Rattles in and out. Then back in. Phoenix back up by 16. Finn Charlton gets trapped. Feeds Mick. Mick tried to get it underneath to Frank, but it's taken away by the Pirates. Loose ball is going to be, well, we're going to stop play. Coach Brian Stock receiving a technical, and that is going to result in free throws. Free throws to Ortega. I believe that's Stock's first technical of the season. He's trying to say, for what? What did I get it for exactly? He must have said something. The official who called it on him was right there in front of the bench. Ortega's first free throw is no good. He'll get another, and Phoenix will then get possession of the basketball.
Ortega had 26 points in Phoenix's win over Hidden Valley on Thursday.
Has 3 now after that make. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. We'll take it. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Phoenix leads Henley 48-31. This is Henley basketball, 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling welcoming you back inside the Hornets' nest at Henley High School, just a couple of miles south of downtown Klamath Falls for the Skyline Conference matchup. Right now, the visiting Phoenix Pirates lead the Henley Hornets 48-31. There's 12 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Pirates will have possession after a split trip to the line for Martin Ortega off a technical foul, or a technical that was assessed to Coach Brian Stock of the Henley Hornets. He was looking for an explanation. I think he got it. One of the officials went over and talked to him during that timeout, and seems to be a little bit more, relaxed on the sideline. Here we go. Phoenix to inbound. They get it to Akpan. Akpan spins around to his right, loses it. Sims picks it up. Hornets 3-on-3 in the break. Feed ahead to Hamilton, who scores. And for Hamilton, his first 2 points. Henley trails by 15. They feel like they're within range. 48-33. Heading to the fourth next on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Fourth quarter begins now at Henley High School, and the Hornets trail the Phoenix Pirates 48-33. And here we go into the action already. Ortega has it for the Pirates. Now in the hands of Dobbins. Throws it over to McQueen. Now back to Ortega. Ortega has it head of the key. Throws it to Pyatt. Pyatt guarded by Ibarra on the left side. Feeds McQueen beyond the arc. Now Ortega straight away. Thought about a three, then kicks it over to Pyatt. Pyatt now into the corner to Dobbins. Dobbins back to Ortega. Head of the key. Step back triple. No good. The rebound is going to be won by Akpan. Kicks it back out to Ortega. Can he hit this one from straight away? Yes, he can. And for Ortega, that is his first made triple of the night. Nolan Mick crosses the timeline for the Hornets. His team trails 51-33. Here's Schmerbach. Schmerbach now to Ibarra, well beyond the right side arc. Now back to Schmerbach. Here's Montag. Throws it to Mick. Mick has it straight away. Phoenix in a 2-3 zone on defense. Feeds Hamilton underneath. Hamilton bounces outside to Schmerbach. Catch and shoot three, left short. The rebound into the hands of Dobbins. Dobbins ahead to Ortega. Brings it up for Phoenix. Ortega tries to go along the left block. Kicks it out to McQueen. Now to Dobbins. Ortega has it back out beyond the arc. Now over to McQueen. McQueen back to Ortega, left side. Dumps it underneath to Akpan on the left block. Guarded by Montag. He's about 15 feet out. Throws it out, gets the ball back, dribbles in against Montag, gets the defender to jump and finishes anyway. Tobias Akpan now with 20 points in the contest. His team back out in front by 20. 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Schmerbach has it on the right wing, now back to Montag. Here's Mick on the left side. Mick fakes a step left, now drives right, throws it to Ibarra. Ibarra bounce pass to Montag. Montag to Hamilton, tries to kick it out to Schmerbach in the corner, but it's poked away. Phoenix has it. Here's McQueen underneath to Akpan. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Hornets get possession back. Henley outscored Phoenix 17-10 in the third quarter, but already 5 points for Phoenix 53 seconds into the fourth. Here's Ibarra dribbling it up for Henley. Throws it to Montag. Montag now to Schmerbach on the far side. Back to Montag between the circles. Montag back to Schmerbach. Schmerbach dumps it off to Montag, cutting to the rim. Right-hand floater, no, and Akpan skies for the board. Throws it ahead to Ortega, who crosses into the front court for Phoenix. Ortega guarded by Schmerbach. Crosses up between the defenders, up and under, left short. The rebound picked up by Mick. Mick throws the pass ahead to Schmerbach, but it's over the head of Reese and out of bounds. Sub coming in for Phoenix. Looks to be the all-conference selection from a year ago, Braden Decker. 5 first-half points. And none here in the second half, but he'll check in for the Pirates. Here comes Phoenix. Ortega into the front court. Now throws it back to Decker. Decker now to the hands of Pyatt. Pyatt brings it along the near side before getting it back to Ortega. Back to Pyatt. Whittle is checked into the game as well for Phoenix. Tries to back down the defender on the right block. Goes up with the shot. Good defense underneath by Hamilton. And Ibarra gets the rebound. Ibarra putting his foot on the gas. Drives inside. Kicks it to Mick. Driving inside. Mick's fouled on the floor. I believe that's a floor foul. It looked like the signal from the far side official there. So the Hornets will inbound, not before Carson Sims checks into the game. And, well, we're just going to go ahead and call timeout. will take it. 5:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Phoenix leads 53-33 on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
MyBasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you on MyBasin.com, also on the air on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as we are tonight for every Henley basketball game this season. This one, though, not breaking the way of the Hornets so far. 20-point difference between themselves and the Pirates with just 5 minutes to go. 5 on the floor for Henley coming out of the break. It's Schmerbach, Ibarra, Hamilton, Montag, and Sims. For the Pirates, it's Whittle, Ortega, Pyatt, Akpan, and looks like Decker. Ibarra, catch and shoot three off a screen, won't go. Rebound is battled for underneath and won by Akpan. He's going to bounce it ahead to Ortega. Picked up lightly by Schmerbach at half court. Rifles a pass ahead to Decker. Now back to Ortega in the front court for the Pirates. Here's Akpan right wing. Akpan throws it over to Pyatt. Pyatt now back to Akpan. Now to Ortega. Back to Akpan. The Pirates content to drain a bit of clock here, leading big with 4 minutes to go, 4.5. Here's Ortega straight away. 10 to shoot for the Pirates. Back to Akpan. Akpan puts it on the deck, trying to go to work against Montag on the right block. Backing him down, goes strong to the rim and scores.
There's really nothing you can do there. I mean, that is just the strength and skill of Akpan.
Now the other side, Schmerbach's going to double dribble. You're exactly right. I mean, he had the ball beyond the arc, put his back to the basket, hard dribbles against Montag, and just got underneath to score. The only thing you could do is foul him. Here's Phoenix. It's Pyatt. Throws it over to Whittle beyond the arc. Now into the hands of Decker. Decker guarded by Ibarra in the near corner. Dumps it to Akpan. Back out to Ortega. Throws it underneath to Akpan. Akpan on the right block again, guarded by Montag. Kicks it out to Whittle. Whittle back to Akpan. 10 to shoot for the Pirates. Going to try to back him down. Fields a double team. Kicks it out to Decker. He tries to get it back underneath. 5 to shoot. Akpan again driving inside against Montag. Loses the dribble and can't get the shot off. Carson Sims knocks it loose at the last moment. And another shot clock violation. I think first this game forced by Henley. And again, good defense by Carson Sims. He just gets his hand in there. Heads up play. Finn Charlton's checked into the game for Reese Schmerbach and the Hornets. He's got it. Throws it over to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Charlton at the half-court logo. Charlton bounces it to Ibarra on the right wing. Now to Sims straight away. Sims to Hamilton at the free throw line. Dumps it underneath to Frank. Strong move to the cup by Frank. And he scores. 3 points for him in the ball game. Hornets down 55-35 with 3:15 to go. Here's Decker. Decker bounces it to Akpan now on the left block. Back to him. Kicks it out to Whittle on the left side. Here's Ortega. Ortega bounces it again to Whittle. Back underneath to Akpan, this time guarded by Hamilton. Feeds Decker outside to Ortega. Back to Decker. Decker on the left wing. Back underneath to Akpan. Has it straight away now to Ortega. Catch and shoot three, got it. Second made triple of this half for Martin Ortega. And he's got 9 points. Ibarra walks the ball up the floor for the Hornets. His team down 23. Here's Max Frank at the free throw line. Frank kicks it back outside to Ibarra. Ibarra drives inside. Has his shot bothered by Akpan. Actually, Akpan's going to foul him. And so Ibarra will earn a couple of free throws for his effort. First free throws for Micah this game. He's got 3 points. They came in a first quarter triple. Misses his first. Jeremiah Brunett getting ready to check in. He'll sub in for Corbin Hamilton.
Ibarra led Henley with 13 points against Klamath Union on Thursday, including 3 triples.
He'll check out here in favor of Sam Bennett. First we'll be seeing a Sam tonight. Phoenix inbounds, and the Hornets pressing on defense, albeit lightly. They cross into the front court really with no issue, but picked up by Charlton at half court. Charlton, well, he's going to have to relinquish the pressure a little bit. Here now to the hands of Decker. Now Ortega. Ortega picked up by Charlton, the free throw line, kicks it back outside to Decker. Decker head fakes a three, drives baseline, kicks it to Okpan. Now over to Phillips. First we're seeing a Chris Phillips in for the Pirates. Pass over to Whittle, feeds Okpan underneath, who turns around and scores. 60-36, 2 minutes to go. Here's Jeremiah Brunick on the near side. Dumps it to Frank. Frank tries to go to work underneath through two big bodies. His shot blocked and then out of bounds off the hands of Okpan. Credit to Frank, brave to try to go to the rim through 6'6" Whittle and 6'4" Okpan. Didn't result in a bucket, but the Hornets keep possession. Here's Charlton. Bounces it in the near corner to Bennett. Bennett gets a pass over to Brunick. Brunick kicks it to Charlton off a screen. Near corner three. Back iron no. The rebound is collected by Phoenix. Okpan secures the loose ball and throws it to Ortega. Minute 39 to go. Phoenix looking to wrap up a win here at Henley for the first time in 5 years. Here's Ortega. Driving the right lane. Underhand dish to Okpan, who scores. Nice feed there by the point guard Ortega. Leading to two more for Tobias Okpan. 62-36. Henley on the other side. Getting it to Frank underneath. He's fouled. Frank, 1 of 2 at the line so far in the game. He's got 3 total points, and he'll be shooting a pair here. Got a sub ready to check in for the Pirates as well after this free throw from Max. It is good. Going to see Aaron Roman check in for Lucas Whittle. It looks like also Dobbins in for Decker. Subs for the Pirates. Second free throw for Frank is no good. And the rebound picked up by Okpan. Ortega rifles a pass ahead, now into the corner to Phillips. Back to Ortega. Ortega dumps it underneath to Okpan, and a pass goes out of bounds after the whistle. Sims to inbound for the Hornets. Finn Charlton jogs up the floor. Pass it over to Sims on the right wing. Sims now to Frank on the elbow. Kicks it near side to Charlton. Charlton splits up the defense. Left elbow jumper is off the back iron, no good. And Okpan again with the rebound. He's been patrolling the paint well tonight. Here's Phillips. Now over to Dobbins. Back to Ortega. Now over to Roman. Roman dumps it to Okpan on the block. Okpan a pass straight away to Dobbins. Back out well beyond the arc to Ortega. Pirates going to dwindle this shot clock all the way down. Now to 12 seconds. 26 on the game clock. Ortega now with 9. Puts it on the deck against Charlton. Loses him for a second now with 5. Dribbles into a 3. Got it. Tough shot there for Martin Ortega. Pretty much encapsulates how this game has felt for Henley. 10 seconds now before this one is over. Shot clock is off. Pass in the corner goes to Bennett. Bennett bounces underneath to Frank. 3 to shoot now. Outside to Charlton. Catch and shoot 3. Rattles in at the buzzer. Not the first buzzer beater of the year for Finn Charlton, although that one a lot less memorable than the first. The Hornets lose this one 65-40. We'll be back to wrap this one up for you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
mybasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling back with you from Henley High School. The game this afternoon is concluded and it ended with a 65-40 win for the Phoenix Pirates over the Henley Hornets. Phoenix was led in scoring by Tobias Akpan with 26. He was helped out by Martin Ortega with 12, Lucas Whittle with 9, 7 for William Pyatt, 5 for Braden Decker, and 4 for Ethan Dobbins. Your scorers for the Pirates. For Henley, they were led in scoring by the sophomore Carson Sims with 10. They had 8 from Bryson Montag, 5 from Reese Schmerbach, 4 from Micah Ibarra and Nolan Mick. Also, Max Frank had 4, and 2 from Corbin Hamilton. Your scorers for the Hornets, who played well in the second half, but too far behind in the first half and wound up losing this one in fairly convincing fashion to a team we think might be the favorite to win the whole thing in this conference.
Yeah, I think Phoenix definitely has to be the favorite to win the Skyline Conference Championship. I mean, I know we didn't quite know what to make of them coming in. I mean, they won their first 4 games, lost 5 in a row, and then won back-to-back, won 3 in a row coming into this matchup. But this is a team that pretty much rebuilt their starting 5. I mean, you work Tobias Akpan back in after he missed basically the second half of last season with an injury. You also bring in 2 transfers. It can take some time for that chemistry to develop and a team to really start clicking. Well, I think they're clicking now.
Yeah, they looked very good. And their head coach, Troy McNichols, reigning conference coach of the year, has done a fantastic job. It helps when you got a guy like that to help integrate some folks into your lineup, no doubt. And with this win, like you said, Matt, 4 straight for the Pirates. They're 8-5 now, 2-0 in conference play. The Hornets, they dropped to 4-8, 0-2 in conference play. Not where you'd like to start for Henley, although you got a chance to redeem yourself in the Southside Series on Tuesday on the road against Mazama.
That's right. Looking forward to that one. I know Mazama's kind of struggling a bit too here in the early stages of conference play, although they do play Klamath Union. Going to be, I think, telling to see how that one turns out.
Yeah, that game at 7:30 tonight up at Pell Court. You might find yourself wanting to head on out there and check it out. Certainly encourage it for you. Meantime, for the Phoenix Pirates, their next game is also against Mazama. They'll have to wait quite a while to get that one in. Scheduled for Friday the 17th, so almost a full week off for the Pirates to sit and think about another really great win for them. And, again, a 25 points separate them. That is their second largest in their 4-game little win streak that they've got going on right now. They should feel good heading into the rest of league play. Want to give you one other score update before we head off the air. The Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls up in Portland. For those of you who are basketball fans, the Owls leading 53-49. Just under 12 minutes to go in the second half there. You can listen to that game locally on 92.5 KLAD. I know Multnomah has a video stream, but it's pay-per-view. So if you want to listen to it free, you can join Mike Safford on the radio right now. Final score here again tonight. It is the Phoenix Pirates who grab a win against Henley for the first time in 5 years. This time a 65-40 win against the Hornets. Matt, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
I mean, it's not really a surprising result. If you watch this game, if you saw how physically outmatched Henley was, I mean, again, they played hard, but there's only so much you can do when you don't have the size to match up with a team that's got 5 guys 6'3" or taller.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 65-40, the final score here today. I want to thank a couple folks before we head off the air tonight. All the head coaches who worked with us today. Marvin Denman, Randy Danson for the girls' games. Of course, Troy McNichols, Brian Stock for our boys' games. Of course, Mr. Luke Hammond, the athletic director here at Henley High School, making sure we had a place to set up. And as we always do, appreciate him for allowing us to broadcast all these games. Final score one last time for you. First for the girls, the Henley Lady Hornets defeating the Pirates 68-44. The boys falling to Phoenix 65-40. For my partner Matt Bowling, I'm Josh Eldridge saying good night from inside the Hornets' nest.